one piece.
Thank you.
And Eric says we can hear you loud and clear on the live stream.
Oh, good.
So I will call this May 10th, 2022 meeting to order. Would all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a brief moment of silence. Vanessa, would you lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance
To the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And all please remain standing for a brief moment of silence. Thank you. Vanessa, please call the roll.
Commissioner Vogler,
Here, mic on.
Commissioner Boyd,
Here. We're being live streamed right now. It's being sent out to YouTube. We're also being recorded internally for our purposes and compiling the minutes. If anyone has business before the board, we ask you come and speak into the microphone. I think everyone here is pretty accustomed to that at this point. Row officer reports and comments. I'm looking at the audience today. I'm not seeing any representatives, row officers. Public comments. Do we have any member of the public wish to make comment today? Carrie, please approach the bench. How you doing today?
Good morning.
Morning.
We got a copy of my comments for the record. On March 23rd, I submitted a right to know request for 4 items. My comments today are in regard to item number 1 of that request, which sought Lawrence County voter roll or voter record or the votes cast for the November 3rd, 2020 general election. On May 4th, after a 30-day extension, the county sent a final response letter, all of this is attached, and provided an Excel spreadsheet titled Voter Info on Request. The final response states, the county records that exist to satisfy this request as stated would require copying all poll books for the county for the 2020 election, as well as printing out at least 2 pages from the computer database for each name in the poll book. That would totally possible 50 to 80,000 pages at a cost of 25 cents per page. The expense would be over potentially $20,000. Rather than quote such a high fee, we contacted the Pennsylvania Department of State, who helps oversee all election records through the SURE database system, to which all counties upload their voter and election information. The Department of State attempted to pull the requested records and sent them to us. We do not have the capability at the county level to generate a single report that would include all the information you want. The report generated by the state is attached. Unfortunately, I noticed that the report was missing important details, such as the method of voting at poll, absentee, or mail-in, as well as some voters not being listed. Additionally, the voter history information only goes back to 2017. Your request did not specify an end date, so the report should go back as far as the Department of State has records of that for that voter. I notified Mr. Germani of the incompleteness of the report sent to us and requested that he contact SURE again to get a complete record. However, in order to get you some type of response in a timely manner, I have attached the incomplete report to this email. If we are able to get a more complete report from the Department of State, I will forward it to you. The attached report was redacted to protect voters' personal information. Dates of birth, voter identification numbers, and house numbers were deleted from the report. The alternative to this process is for you to purchase a full voter export available at the Department of State at the cost of $20. And she provided a link. So first, my request did not mention anything about the poll books. The poll book is a completely separate record. The report does not include any redactions, just missing columns, including the voter date of birth and street address. I would add additionally, it did not have the identification number. Over the years, I've purchased several voter rolls from the county and the state which always include the date of birth and street address, along with numerous columns of voter history. 3, the county does have the ability to provide the votes cast record. Previously, in June of 2016, I received a copy of the votes cast record from the county for 2017 Wilmington Township Supervisor election. The votes cast record included the precinct description, name, valid address, mailing address, political party, date of birth, and voter status. Then on February 1 of 2021, I received another votes cast record for Wilmington Township in the 2020 election. The votes cast record included columns titled election, precinct, name, voter address, voting method, political party, ballot type, reason, location, and voter ID. Including the recent requests, I now have 3 different votes cast records with 3 different column headers. Clearly, the Voter Service Department has the ability to select the parameters of which columns can be generated in a report. I'm deeply disturbed by the records I've received in response to item 1. The initial quote-unquote votes cast that I received from the county last week only contained 3,576 names. That's a far cry from the certified results of 46,319 ballots cast in the 2020 election, according to the county website. 1/2 hour after receiving the county's final response and quote-unquote votes cast list that I had requested, Attorney Flannery Lang sent a second email stating, "Please see attached voter record report. This is the more complete report we requested from the Department of State. It does not contain voter history, as the only way to provide a response to that request would be to manually print each voter history record from the county database at a cost of 25 cents per page." Why would the state have a more complete record of our county voter services department? Most disturbing, the second email, the voter record update from the state, is not a 2020 votes cast report from Lawrence County. It is simply a voter roll, which incredibly includes addresses from Grove City, Harmony, and Fombell, among others. I responded to Attorney Flannery Lang's second email after reviewing both the spreadsheets provided by the county open records officer. She has not responded. The Board of Elections is required by law to investigate. Under the Pennsylvania Election Code, Section 1204, Commission staff, any insertion or removal of names or other information in registers and the amendment of registration records done by an employee of a commission or by order of a commission shall be construed to have been done by the commission. The commission shall be responsible for the correction of errors. The county has failed to provide me requested votes cast record for the 2020 election. As county commissioners, you have a fiduciary responsibility to your taxpayers, the people who pay your salary to maintain our public records for us. It is your responsibility to ensure that the Voter Services Department executes its duties and that the voter registration information is maintained for the security of our elections. This letter is to memorialize my complaint to the Lawrence County Board of Elections regarding the 2020 election, and I request that this letter and attached documents be entered into the record.
Thanks, Gary. I'm not going to address everything here just because this isn't a meeting of the Board of Elections.
Sure.
I will say with regards to Grove City, Harmony, and Fombell, there are addresses in Lawrence County that have Grove City, Fombell, Harmony, West Middlesex, for example. And so that would be reflected in that, whatever the hell that report was. I get that whenever I have my walking list, for example, whenever I go to run for election. So those are in there.
You should take a look at the list. I will forward the electronic copy of them so you can actually review the records.
All right.
Thank you. Additionally, it doesn't even match. The total number on that report doesn't match what the county reported.
And it never will, because again, those get adjusted every day. So if a voter dies, for example, that
No.
record is taken out of the
No.
SURE system.
If I ask for the votes cast from a specific election, I want to know everybody who showed up at the poll that day.
And the only record,
That's not-
I believe the only record we have of that is in the poll books. I don't think there is such a thing, to my knowledge, at least anymore, as a votes cast list. I've never seen
I've
that
received them twice.
in 2016. I don't know if it's information
I received
technology.
it in 2019 and 2021. I just read that to you. I have received it before. It is a snapshot in time, and the county has the ability to generate a report to show who voted. So if the county is now telling me that I need to review the poll books, then I will submit another request and I will look at the poll books. And I will examine all the signatures and compare it to what I've received.
Okay.
Thank you.
And again, this isn't the Board of Elections. I want to stress that.
Well, the Board of Elections doesn't meet regularly, so I have no ability to present anything to them, and you are the Board of Elections.
It's not in this capacity with Board of Commissioners right now. And I want to say that because next year, we won't be the Board of Elections. We'll just be the Board of Commissioners. So there are two distinct bodies. Anyway, thank you. On to the next. We have repository properties, non-advertising bids or proposals, none receipt of bids proposals, none warrant registers from May 6th and May 3rd, 2022. Dan, do you have a copy of those with you?
I do, and I've had the opportunity to review both of those dates, and if you're prepared to take a motion, I will make a motion to accept the two warrant registers as submitted.
I'll take that motion.
So moved.
Second, we have motion and second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none. Question on the motion. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We have one presentation of written communications from Nctv45 Residential Waste General Permit from Elwood City Borough. Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped the minutes. We'll do minutes from Tuesday, May 3rd, 2022. Dan, do you have a copy of those?
I do, Mr. Chairman, I have reviewed them, and I would move for their approval.
All right, I'll second that. We have motion second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none. Question on motion. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We have one presentation of written communications from Nctv45 Residential Waste General Permit in the Elwood City Borough. Letter reads, Chairman Vogler, this is to notify you. Yeah, a little behind the times on the data, but that's all right. That the International Metals Reclamation Company is applying to the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection Bureau of Land Recycling and Waste Management for a residual waste general permit. The purpose of the permit will be to beneficially use our slag off-site as aggregate. Notice provided in accordance with Act 14 of 1984. As I note, whenever we receive these letters, the Board of Commissioners has no approval authority over such permitting. We're just required to be notified by companies conducting such activities in Lawrence County. And on that note, I will take a motion to accept and file correspondence. Unless Dan, you have any questions or comments on that?
No, I have no questions, and I will make the motion.
Thank you. I'll second that. We have a motion and second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Staff reports. We have any member of staff here. There's anything to report above and beyond what's already on the agenda. Scott? Good shape. Commissioner reports and comments. I have nothing today. Dan, you have anything?
One thing very briefly, I want to note the passing of one of our former state senators, Tim Schaefer, who spent his entire life as a resident of Butler County, but when he got elected to the state senate back in 1980, his district included Lawrence and Butler County. Tim served, I believe, 4 terms in the state senate, and was also an attorney in private practice. Later in his career, he was a district judge in the Slippery Rock area of Butler County. But Tim passed away approximately a week ago, and I did want to make note of that and offer sympathy to both his family and his friends. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you. Up next to the new resolutions portion of our agenda. First up, we have NHDS for resolution discussion possible approval enter an agreement with Lawrence County Social Services. Scott, if you want to approach the bench. And Vanessa, what number will this be?
97.
97. Scott, what do we have going on here today?
This is going to be a new contract between Lawrence Lawrence County MHDS and Lawrence County Social Services. The contract will run from July 1st, 2021 to June 30th, 2022. Contract is not to exceed $500,000 and is paid via Human Services Block Grant funding. These dollars will go to support the social determinants of health needs for Lawrence County, mental health consumers, as we all been impacted by the cost of inflation and everything else that's rising. It has an even more impact on those that are most needy in Lawrence County. So these dollars will be used to address environmental needs, transportation, childcare, housing, food, clothing. Lawrence County Social Services has provided these services for a long time, so it was a natural selection for us to just pick them to provide the services.
Absolutely. Dan, any questions, comments for Mr. Baldwin?
No, my assumption is that Mr. Baldwin is recommending approval, and if that's the case, I'll, at the appropriate time, I'll make that motion, but I'll hold off for now.
Yes, Dan, that's correct.
Thank you.
All right, I have no questions. LCAP's a phenomenal organization. We're certainly happy to have them as a partner here at Lawrence County. And on that note, I will take a motion to approve 2022-97.
I will make the motion.
I'll second. We have motion and second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Question on the motion, Vanessa, please call the roll.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyd?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Thanks, Bob. Thank you. Up next, 98. I talked to Administrator Rockabone before this meeting. What this is a contract with SPM Electronics to perform planned equipment maintenance at a cost not to exceed $5,460. This is for the recording equipment for our court stenographers up in the Court of Common Pleas for the maintenance on that equipment. Dan, do you have any questions on that?
One minor question, if you're able to answer. Is this a renewal or a new contract?
This is a renewal.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. I'll take a motion to approve 98.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second. We have motion and second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none. Question on the motion. Vanessa, please call the roll.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyd?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Up next, we have 99. This is a budget amendment relating to liquid fuels. We have an individual resigning from the maintenance department. We're going to onboard a new employee part-time out of liquid fuels account until such time as the person finishes his tenure at the county. And that is this resolution basically allocates some dollars in liquid fuels to cover the cost of that position until he moves to the full-time general fund budget and maintenance. Questions on that?
No.
I'll take a motion to approve 99.
So moved.
The motion, I'll second. Motion is second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Question on the motion. Vanessa, please call the roll.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyd?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Some administrative transfers today. First up, public defender transferring $1,348 from materials to maintenance and repair. This is money for that enhanced security out of that office after we had that incident with the gentleman with the boxing gloves about a month and a half ago. Questions on that one, Dan?
No question.
Yeah.
Boxing gloves on.
Up next, $125 from contingency to attorney fees for the public defender. There's Larry's rationale for this. There's an unusual amount of bills from other counties to represent Lawrence County parolees. And out of Rick Russo, and this is done intentionally, we need to transfer some money to pay the water sewage. Again, whenever we budgeted that, I just budgeted everything in land building realm because we didn't know which time we'd be transferring buildings. So if there's any questions, comments on any of those, I'll take a motion to approve administrative transfers 1, 2, and 3.
Motion.
I'll second. We have a motion to second. Discussion, hearing none. Question on the motion. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We have no ordinance on the table for introduction or final action. There will be a planning commission meeting on Wednesday, May 11th at the Taylor Township Building at noon. The Board of Commissioners will not be meeting next Tuesday, May 17th, as that's when the election is being held, and we'll be busy working to administer that election. There will be a prison board meeting on Wednesday, May 18th, 2022, at assuming that's supposed to be 12 o'clock noon. At the commissioners, in the commissioners meeting room. And this is the second announcement. There's a vacancy on the Industrial Development Authority, and anybody interested in applying for that position should either come and speak before the Board of Commissioners or otherwise submit a letter to the board stating their interest in serving on that authority. Dan, am I missing anything?
No, what do you have?
No, sir, I think you covered it.
Great. Any additional public comments at this time?
No, I don't know, I wasn't paying attention, sorry what you were saying, but I'm here I don't know what I have to do to bring something to the board.
Man, what's your name?
Maria Rosai.
Okay, if you also after this, you don't have to do it right now. You'd be able to sign in just so we have your name for the record.
All right, I'm gonna have to come back, or could I do it
No, you can
today?
do it right now.
Oh, okay. Sign in. Okay. Okay, thanks.
And if you don't. You have something to say?
Oh, yeah,
What do you got?
all right,
If you'd be able to come up just so we can give you the microphone.
okay, well, let me have to bring this with me. These papers. Hang on. Okay, this is it. I'm here, I got shot by state cops back in 2020, I don't know when, anyway. Now I have a hernia, and it's on this side where I had where the damage was done. Now I'm having a problem getting this paid for, because I have government insurance, they won't pay for it because the doctor's across the state line. And then, the state, nobody will get back to this doctor's office to send the paperwork to say, he is the only one I will let do this, because if it was on the other side of the hernia, I wouldn't care. But since it's here, and it's because of the damage that even happened, well, it's a long story, it's because I have pneumonia and couldn't get cough medicine. I want to go back to work, and I can't. I train horses, and I can't do it with this. And I'm having a problem getting somebody to pay for this. And, this is the time of the year I got a woman that I haven't even talked to her yet till I find out if I can get this done, because I can't do the work if I don't, because this could rip open more. But I don't want any other doctor to touch me, and I don't believe any should. Because I was even told then, like I said, nobody will turn this lady's call. They won't let me talk anybody from my insurance, because I got government insurance, and I don't understand why they won't pay for this government, it's because he's across the line. Because I'm just the recipient. They won't let me talk to no one higher up, but they won't return none of her calls either. To let them know he got the paperwork filled out, why he's the best one to do it, because it's, like I said, it's on this side. If it was on this side, I wouldn't care. But because it's where, he knows what he did. And I shouldn't have to have nobody else do it, and then, nobody returned nobody's calls, so I can't get it done, but I would like to get it done. And I don't know what to do, and I'm tired of getting, this, that, and the other thing, getting referred here and there. I mean, put it this way, if this city could pay for 2 people, because they don't have no proof of wrongdoing, there's a lot of proof of wrongdoing. The one didn't do anything in that jail, because I was there at the time, and that would be Covert, the warden. I mean, literally, I used to call him Pretty Boy, because the only time he showed up was when he had to. And Hilton, it caused so much chaos there with their employees, it was unreal. And they're paying them until they retire. Get out of it, you collect the pension. What about the ones that quit or got let go that didn't get to collect the pension that was there for years too? I mean, that ain't right. So all I'm asking for, that was a horrible decision, sorry. And I was there to prove it. And them employees in that jail didn't get a chance to, to say there was any wrongdoing, but there was a lot. When you have employees that work there for years and just up and quit, and if you want to talk about wrongdoing, they'll use that chair they have, tie your hands back, to pull my teeth out of my mouth, and I had to come to court without them. That's insanity. I mean, to me, that's abuse of a restraint, so yes, there's a lot of proof that, they didn't know. And then Covert, like I said, he just didn't do it, he was a Pretty Boy. But all I want is this paid for. I want to move on with my life and I can't, and so I could do this, because of the work I do, I can't afford, for this to rip open anymore too. And I just wanna pay, that's all. I don't care who pays for it, but I wanna go back to work. I mean, I'm asking something to be done for me to go back to work. You guys paid these people, to not even go back to work and still paid them. So I feel like, could you tell me? Not only that, and get my driver's license back too, because I'm having a problem with that.
So just to kind of wrap, with regards to the medical bill, our solicitor checked into that because the doctor's office did reach out to the county.
I know.
The county has absolutely no responsibility to cover that medical bill.
I know, but listen, sir, I don't care. You're paying a job. You're paying these people not even to go to work so they can collect a pension. And you just kept me in there and paid for, to get the.
Well, ma'am,
I just want this paid for somehow. I don't
Yeah,
care who
ma'am,
pays for it.
we can't, the reason we can't cover your medical bill is because if we cover yours, we gotta cover everybody in Lawrence County's
I know.
medical
What
bills.
about these people that you just covered they ain't even going to work?
Well,
What about them?
that's a separate issue.
No, I know it's a separate issue, but then you should be paying all them jail employees too, that, quit their jobs because of them people, because of that, because of Hilton. You should be paying them too, till they retire. Some of them only had a year or two left to retire and they quit because they couldn't handle the situation. So you should be paying them too. And the county's responsible for that, literally. I mean, these are people that have young kids and depended on their pension from that place and left because they couldn't take no more.
Yeah, they,
So it's not, I don't care who pays for this. I just want to go back to work. And that's what hurts. I'm asking for help for me to go back to work, whether the county's responsible or not. In a way they are, when you get right down to the bottom of this and why I got shot. But that ain't the point. I'm asking for help. I'm one of your community residents asking for help so I could go back to work. Literally, that's all I want to do is go back to work. And I can't because of this, because nobody will pay for it. I don't care who's responsible. Could I please have it done so I can go back to work? I didn't, ask to be shot. I should have been shot. Because somebody falsified, told them I had a gun that I didn't, a real gun. Get real. And if you want to get right down to the bottom of this, yeah, it is responsible. The county is responsible. I mean, I go to probation, do everything I'm supposed to. And, they keep throwing me in mental hospital after mental hospital after mental hospital for no reason, because I asked for help to get medicine that I was on for years. And they all of a sudden just take her off of it because everybody else at the time uses it. So come on. Yes, they are. The county is definitely on the bottom line of this responsible.
All right, well, we'll record your comments into the record. We're gonna keep the meeting moving here.
I appreciate it. One more thing I want to bring up is my driver's license, okay?
You
Now,
gotta go to the DMV for that one.
no, I went to them, and that's what hurts, because the county was supposed to help me do this. This is, and I paid the money I was supposed to pay to get my license back, to carry a license for DUI, for alcohol that I don't even drink. But hey, I'm gonna follow the rules and the laws, and I still can't get it done. You pay this one, pay the DUI place, pay the probation, and then don't worry, we're gonna send in the act. I can't send this paperwork in to the DMV. Now, I asked the lawyer to do this for me and nobody did. So I called the DMV myself. They need 2 acts. Act 122 about the DUI, and he said all I had to do was start making the payments and they would send in the Act 122. So I need a license to carry for a year since I don't have a car, saying, so when I do get a car, I don't have to get the breathalyzer or whatever. And that's what hurts, because in all his office, I'd already have a car with the breathalyzer if I knew what I had to do. But no, everybody directs me here, there, and everywhere. So I finally called the DMT. I need a 151 act sent in saying that I served my jail time for the crap. And then I need a 122 act sent in. I can't do that.
Sure. So what I would do,
No.
what I would do in that scenario is I would go to the DUI center, which is
I have been talking to that man over and over again. They can't do it. Probation has to do it. Call probation. They don't do it. The lawyer has to do it. Call the lawyer. No, probation has to do it.
Yeah, that's on. So that's entirely on the court side of the house. We
So
don't-
what do I do? I mean, literally, what do I do? Because I can't fill out the paperwork myself and do it. So you tell me, what do I do?
And the answer-
Just get my driver's license back.
And so the answer to that question is you got to go talk to the courts. That isn't our area. of
Who do I talk to
operation.
from the courts? Tell me. Ain't the probation courts? Ain't the DUI?
Joe, you wanna say something?
Yeah, I think for the driver's license issue, first of all, that's state, and I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, we get where you're coming from.
So,
No, you don't, because you don't have to deal with this. I do. And,
Oh.
you can't get a lawyer. You can't make people, and I don't want to make somebody do something for me, but maybe do their job, would be nice.
well, have any case manager at any level of
For
some of the
what?
stuff
What
you
do I
went
need a
through,
case
probation
manager for?
officers?
What do
or
I need
something?
one for?
Well, that's a person that can individually help you, walk you through this type of situation with your driver's license.
Who walked me through what? I told you what I needed done. I need 2 forms sent in.
Those are
And-
those are state clearances, they're not county clearances. So somebody from the county can help walk you through the process, they cannot get. the
I
forms
cannot
through.
fill the paperwork. I am a resident that don't have, a certificate to file the stuff. Probation was supposed to do it. The DUI told me probation's gonna do it. Probation, I called, no, your lawyer has to do it. No, the lawyer tells me probation has to do it. And then nobody returns my call. Literally, just like this stuff with this surgery. I mean, the bottom line is, and listen, you still want, never mind, because I'm done. I had enough, and I don't want to sue this city, but I am, if I have to. Because all I'm asking you people to do is pay for a simple operation, for me to go back to work, and you just can't do that. When the bottom line is I got shot because of all the stuff that was going on to me in this county, literally, and the shit I've been through to hell is insane, for no reason. And now I still can't even get a driver's license? That's insane too. And I drink alcohol here, falsifying court documents. I think this court document, a DUI.
Ma'am, I would say,
No.
I would say you gotta go talk to the probation office.
What do you want me to do? Here's the numbers here. I've been talking to them. All they do is tell me, well, you gotta get a lawyer. You gotta call this one. You gotta call that one. You gotta call the other one. So tell me what am I supposed to do?
Who's your probation officer?
I don't have one, because I'm not on probation, county probation. I got a parole officer. And he's the one that told me directly.
Where's your parole officer from? Is he from Lawrence County or is he from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania?
No, he's from Lawrence County. He lives there.
All right, what's their,
His name is Scott Dawson.
I would call Scott Dawson.
I have. He's the one that gave me this information to call these people.
Okay.
Okay? He's the one that directed me to come here. I mean, these people, like, what am I supposed to do? Literally, I do this, do that, call it, nobody calls me back either.
Mm-hmm.
So what am I supposed to do? I don't want to make people do anything, but their job, yes.
Yeah, so
They want their money. You want your money.
I would go back to,
Mhm.
this is the judicial side of the house. This is not the commissioner's side of the house. We don't have anything to do, other than the budget. We have really little to do with the legal side. You gotta work through, I know that they're not getting back to you. You gotta work through the probation
All right,
office. You gotta work through the judicial system. And on that note, I am gonna keep moving here, so we do need to.
Okay, and wait a minute, and your county commissioner, you take care of the budget. All right, why wasn't this stuff about paying them?
Ma'am, we're gonna move on.
Why wasn't them about paying them jail
Ma'am, we're
employees,
gonna-
the money? Why
we're gonna
wasn't it
move
brought
on.
to the community about the decision?
It was
No,
it
it was
was
after
voted
we
on.
made the
It
decision.
was voted at a public meeting. We're gonna move on here.
Public meeting, how many people were from the public there?
Well, you're here
I mean, no, here, I didn't know nothing about that meeting, I would have been there.
We're
You know?
gonna move on.
Here, so I've been totally crippled by a government. That's pretty sad that yous represent. And we need a bow. Let's go.
Dan, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion, Commissioner Boyd.
I'll second that. Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Question on the motion? Meeting is adjourned. Dan, please have a safe trip in Harrisburg. Hopefully, everything goes well out there, and we'll look forward to seeing